Hello and welcome to the Trading Post podcast, where we unlock the secrets of business-to-business trade, dive into powerful networking strategies, and share my exciting journey of using a podcast to market my business instead of relying on SEO. I'm your host, Trader Stu. Well, all right, it looks like it's been a little while since I was able to get on here and do a podcast. It is amazing how fast the time goes. I'm looking at the last update here on my Buzzsprout, and it looks like, I guess it hasn't been a month yet. Okay, well, March 24th. That was the quick one about the gaming ad revolution. And I wanted to mention something about that. That is a really good idea it's like evergreen, almost evergreen content. You do it once and you got your ad up there for, was it 4 or 5 years is the average game life expectancy. So not a bad idea when you put it all out there like that with the $5,000 a year times 5 years is $25,000, and that's how much it costs, about $25,000 to put an ad on that. So hit that the gaming ad revolution. That's what the host is, or that's what I did in the last episode there. Listen to that real quick, and also that should be a mid-roll about the Get Prepped video game that's being manufactured right now and developed. So anyway, let's get into it. All right, so I wanted to mention something about my latest endeavor by accident. So if you know what Alignable is, if you're an entrepreneur in business or anything of that nature, you might know about Alignable, which is, I always explain it as LinkedIn and Facebook, like had a baby and out came Alignable. It's kind of like a chamber or a BNI, but digitized, of course. It's a social media platform only for people in business. And so you're not getting a lot of the job search functions that's, you get on LinkedIn, like I'm looking for a job, are you hiring? Or you're not getting all the Karens complaining about, God knows whatever on Facebook, and people ranting about politics and all of that. You don't get any politics on Alignable. You don't get any people looking for jobs or hounding you about things like that. And also, actually, it's even frowned upon to cold call on Alignable, though they don't like you pitching. So it's all about helping other people get leads or contacts, and then hopefully in the future, they remember you when they come across something that would benefit you and help you out and give you a referral. That's the whole, like the giver's gain, like BNI, so to speak, thing that they're doing. And I was in BNI for a while. God, I don't know. It's been, 2008, I got out of the military and got into the ADT, business to business alarms. And I think got 2009, maybe 2010. And I was in BNI that whole time, and then even got a new job, stayed in BNI, and then eventually just it fizzled out. It's a lot of work. I was even a vice president with the BNI group there that I was in. I mean, you had to go every Thursday. I think our show time was 6 a.m. till 7:30, and then you get to come with a referral or closed business or one-to-one that you want to get done, or you kind of get a slap on the wrist, and then if you don't do, I think you get 2 or 3 strikes or warnings, and then they ask you to leave the group. And it's expensive, dude. I looked it up online the other day. I think it's $1,000 a year or something like that. I think it's a $300 right now application fee, and then $600 a year. And if you do 2 years at once, I think they give you a deal for like $1,300 or something like that. I mean, it works, but that's a lot of money, dude, to put down for networking group. And there's so many others out there, but I'm not talking bad about them, but I'm just saying that it's you need to really be committed for that, and they make you be committed. That's kind of the cool thing. So that's why it works, because they make you being held accountable. It works for some, others it don't. And anyway, it don't work for me. For my line of business, it just won't work. So I do chambers and other things on Alignable, and I'm trying to get better on LinkedIn. And anyway, so I want to get back into it. I digress. I was in Alignable, And basically what's going on, why I don't want to do this networking with kids group was because I was in the chamber, or I am still in the chamber, and they do a lot of like after hours events. So one time I decided, you know what, I'm going to bring the kids and wife and to the bowling event. And it's a public bowling, alley. It's not like the chamber bought out the bowling alley. So I was like, hey, just come and hang out and play video games or whatever, right? So that way I could hang out with my kiddo. At any rate, everyone ended up loving it, like everyone in the chamber. And I think some maybe were a little bit like spiteful or resentful maybe of it. That could kind of tell they're like, this look like distasteful, like whatever. I guess I don't care. Like it's a public place, dude. So they can come and go however they want. Anyway, so I was like, man, that worked out really well. I wonder if something like this would benefit people with kids that wish they could network, especially after hours, but they can't, or they feel obligated to get home because they miss their kids, or they have practice of some sort, soccer, basketball, you name it, dance, and then or pick up the kids even from school, because grandma and grandpa don't take over, they don't have babysitters, or insert whatever situation is. I'm lucky because my wife's able to stay home with the kids, so that's not an issue. It's just that I didn't have a kid to work my life away and then not, be there in the evenings and tuck them in and read them stories and bedtime stuff and all that, the fun stuff, and play with them before he goes to bed. Because, by the time I get home at 5, those 2.5 hours go quick, dude. By the time everyone knows that, if you got kids, by the time you get home, you do dinner, you do a quick little play session and take a shower and boom, it's bedtime, so I don't like missing that stuff. So I was like, man, I just kind of posted randomly on Alignable, and there's different groups in Alignable where, there's like a dads in business group, there's parents in business, they call parentpreneurs, which is pretty funny and cool and clever. So of course I joined it because I like clever, and I just kind of posted in the groups. I was like, hey, is there anywhere around that anybody knows of that is a networking group, can kind of hand out contact information, schmooze, and, business cards, the whole thing like you do at chamber events, but it's family friendly. You can bring your kids, and then the kids can play, or even if they want to. The other idea is that if they're old enough and they're in like, what do you call it? Girl Scouts, Boy Scouts. And it just happened that we just missed Girl Scout season when my first event took off, was they could maybe sell cookies and set up a table, and they teach entrepreneurship at Girl Scouts and Boy Scouts, because they do the popcorn thing or whatever. I mean, if somebody else wants to do lawn mowing, well, sign up people at the event for mowing lawns, or whatever. Insert whatever entrepreneur thing or craft that you want to sell at this event. That's the whole idea. And then the younger kids, if they're not interested in entrepreneurship, they go play, and I don't say they call it network with other kids because you're just playing. Let's not turn this into something more serious. But I'm on Nextdoor app, and I hear all the time is that people are new in town, and new moms or parents, whatever. They want to make new friends, and how do I make friends? I'm an adult. I have no time by the time I go to work and I get home and I put the kids down. Like I just said, you put them in bed and shower and whatever, and then boom, how does that happen? How do you have a friend? How do you go out and make friends when you don't have babysitters or you can't afford babysitters and things of that nature? So, my wife and I are always trying to find different ways to find new mom friends for her or whatever. And for me, honestly, I don't really get along with many people in a friendship-wise situation unless they've been in the military, and there's an instant rapport there. So, because I think that other vets get other vets, and I don't know. It seems, I don't know. I don't want to get into it, but anyway, it's not about me. So anyway, so I was like, well, is there anything around here that does that? And everyone's like, no, but definitely let me know if you find something, because it's a good idea and I would do that. I'm like, okay, well, the other problem with Alignable is that it's a nationwide program. So even though they try and niche it down to just your area or region or city, you end up getting outside of that. And honestly, I kind of almost wish I could just get rid of all of the kind of connections I have outside of the Great Lakes region, which is my territory, Michigan. I call it the Mayo, or Mio, I guess, however you want to say it, but Michigan, Indiana, Illinois, Ohio, and that's kind of like my region, I guess you want to say, where it would benefit people to be in Metro Trading Association. That's what I sell, that membership. And so anyway, they're like, yeah, let me know how it goes, and hit me up when you get it running. I was like, no. I don't want to start nothing. I don't want to get nothing running. I'm not trying to do that. I'm asking, where is it? I just want to go to these events. And they're like, well, there is nothing. So if you want it, you're going to have to do it. I'm like, oh man. So then right away, Dr. Mary hits me up on one of the groups, and she owns and runs Susie Q's Kids, which is a nonprofit based off of her daughter who had died. And then she gives out these coloring books and a bear and markers and other things in this little grab bag to help kids that are in hospitals or in foster care and going into court systems, that help the kids feel better, right? So she's like, I work with kids and I love this idea. We're going to do it. And you're going to be, I have to make you an ambassador on Alignable. So then you're going to go through the program because you qualify. And then we're going to head up this group together, and we're going to do this. I was like, oh man, like I got enough going on. I don't want like too much extra work, I guess. I don't know. I never headed up a group before. Like, you know what? I did one time. I did a meetup group. I think I forgot what it was even about. It was like $15 a month to be. All right, you marketing leaders, strap in for a wild ride to the neon-drenched psychedelic landscape of 21st century advertising. We're about to dive headfirst into the exciting realm of Get Prepped, a video game that's not just a game, but a revolutionary way to market your products to the masses. Picture this. You're sitting in your living room, eyes wide with wonder, when suddenly you're transported into a virtual world where the lines between reality and fantasy blur like a dolly painting in a microwave. This, my friends, is Get Prepped. And it's about to turn the advertising world on its head. Get Prepped is here to help. Forget everything you know about advertising. This isn't your grandfather's Madison Avenue approach. This is the future, and it's as breathtaking and thrilling as a sunset over Las Vegas. Imagine your product right there in the hands of your potential customers. No ad blockers, no skip buttons, just pure, unadulterated exposure. It's like delivering your message directly to the consumer's heart. And the reach? My God, the reach. We're talking about an industry 3 times the size of movies and music combined. It's a behemoth, a leviathan of capitalism that makes YouTube look like a public access channel in BFE. But here's the kicker. The amazing opportunity that'll have you smiling all the way to success. It's affordable, cheaper than many traditional marketing methods. For the price of a year's worth of SEO snake oil, you can have your product showcased across the virtual wonderland for eternity. So listen up, you innovative thinkers. The world is changing. If you don't change with it, you'll be left behind, a relic of a bygone era, like phone books or human decency. Get Prepped isn't just a game. It's a ticket to future of advertising. The wave of the future is coming, and it's either ride it or be crushed beneath it. The choice, you visionary leaders, is yours. The host of a meetup group, and I bought it, and I think I dropped it after 6 months, and I forgot what the heck it was even for or about. I have to look up my old account and see what I started. But obviously it didn't go anywhere because I have a tendency of starting things and then it fizzles out after the excitement gets over, and then, it goes off. Like, I've been through so many different YouTube channels. I tried getting into YouTube, I think it was back in 2015, maybe 17. No, it was before that. 15, yeah. I was in Rochester, and I was going to do like this whole, whatever. I won't get into the whole. I had 7 different YouTube channels, and they all didn't make it. So it's hard, dude. Podcasting is enough, doing audio only, and then you want to combine in there video, especially back then. I didn't have a computer that could render it, so I had to throw that thing in the freezer or the fridge or whatever while it rendered the video, because it kept overheating and shutting itself down. But now you can do the stupid rendering on your cell phone. It's insanity, dude. It's crazy how much power is in your pocket, and people just don't even realize it. I've been through it, I'm the beginning of the millennial, 1981. So I've seen it all come and go, or not even go, I guess go, but whatever. So anyway, I digress again. So Dr. Mary's like, all right, we're going to make you an Alignable Ambassador, and then we're going to head this up. You're going to be a co-ambassador for this group. And I was in the Macomb County group. And then, and there's 5 groups, by the way, in Detroit, Metro Detroit. So then we get this going. I go through all the training. It takes like a week, or it's like, for 6 hours or something like that, of watching videos and, taking I think quizzes. I can't remember it anyway. It doesn't matter. And, so I finish it up in a few days, and like, okay, cool. So now they're like, oh, by the way, your Macomb County group is now combining with Metro Detroit, Oakland County, and then I think Wayne County, and then there was, I think, Greater Detroit area or something like that. So we went from 537 members or something like that to, I think we're at, 3,200 or something like that. Like it definitely multiplied the group by many, many times, right? So I was like, wow, what timing. So now when I send out these invites to the group, not just 500 people get it, but like 1,300 or 3,300. I can't remember what it is. But yeah, way better, better odds, right, for shows. Anyway, so we set up this, the event, and I make in Canva a little deal. And I'm like, okay, cool. So here's what we're going to do. It's for parents or moms or dads or grandparents with kids that have to take care of the kids, or aunts or uncles that have kids, or basically anybody who is responsible for kids. It might even be a good benefit for people who are in like childcare, right? So they come and they network, hand out business cards, and be like, hey, bring your kids to this daycare or whatever like that, and you can do it 1 or 2 days a week. We're going to do this. That's why I'm bringing it up. But you can drop the kid off 1 or 2 days a week, go run around, get some errands done, get things done, clean the house without it getting trashed behind you as fast as you clean it. Kids are. And then that way, but that's $85 a day or something crazy. We're going to do it. But I was like, man, if we do that, then you're going to have to go back to work. I said to my wife, if you want to do that, was that $160 a week? That's, say $200. And then, so that's $400 every 2 weeks. That's $800 a month or so, $700 to $800 a month, just to put him in like a daycare for a few hours for fun. Like, this place looked cool. Like, I would want to go, right? So I was like, well, no, we're not doing that. Anyway, so I realized how expensive childcare is, right? So, all right. So what the whole idea was, the event is you started at 4:00 and then it goes till 6, just a quick 2 hours. So why 4? Well, because you're picking up the kids at, 3:15, I think it is. My stepson gets out. I forgot what it is now. 3:15, 3:20, I think it is, 3:20. So then by the time you pick them up, you turn around, you go over to, it's currently hosted at Jungle Java, and then on Hall Road, by the way. And you go there at 4, you show up a few minutes early, don't matter. I'm there at 3:30. And then, you come in, you hand out your schmooze, business card it, the kids play. What's kind of cool is that the one girl that was there, I think she was 11, and the mom was like, yeah, she's super shy and doesn't really know, doesn't play with kids much, and, whatever. And so my wife took my stepson over and like, hey, you're going to play now. Like, go get lost, like the old school ways, right? And they took off, and we never really saw them again. And one time she came back, beat red from running around, right, in these tunnels. And if you've ever been to Jungle Java, there's basketball in these tunnels, so it's good for all kids. There's a toddler area, and the mom was like, hey, you having fun? She's like, yeah, this is awesome. So then a few minutes later, half hour later goes by, and she's like, hey, you ready to go? And she's like, nope. And so she didn't want to leave. So that was kind of a cool thing. So that's kind of what I kind of figured, if the kids have fun, they want to come back, they're going to drag their parents back, right? So it's kind of a sneaky way to get repeat show times at the thing, at the event, because a lot of time parents are like, oh, I'm an adult, I'm a parent. I'm like, I don't feel like going to this networking event. I'm going to cancel or just not show because insert reason here, right? So I was like, well, that worked out well. And the showing was relatively small. I was expecting a few more. I think there's a total of 4 or 5 of us, maybe 6 adults anyway. And, but the kids, I think there's 3 minimum, and then they had other friends. Now, that was the other cool thing too, I forgot to mention, is that, so as the kids go out and they play, and they have a little clique already, right? There's like a little group to kind of know each other because they're all part of our group, and they know the parents or whatever. So then they met other kids who wanted to join them because they are already rolling, right? So then all of a sudden there's this new kid in our group at the table, and he's just coloring with the markers and paper that Dr. Mary brought. And so of course here comes the mom, she's like, oh man, my kid just went and crashed a party, right? Like, this ain't his party. Like, no, he's cool. And then, of course, I asked her, do you own a business? Are you in anything? And she's like, no, I just have a regular job or whatever. I'm like, okay, well, and then people were like, well, here's a business card. We had a massage therapist there. And she's like, if you need, I make affordable rates, and I come to you if you're busy, you got kids, and, I'm a traveling massage therapist. And then another one handed a business card. I handed a business card, and, there's a contact right there, maybe referrals. And she was like, oh, this is really cool. I'm going to tell my friends that are in business that this is going on, right? Boom. And then so hopefully every first Thursday of the month, people show up and we get new members and things of that nature. I just hear all the time, and it's working. I think it'll work. It'll get some ramp up time, little period there, but to get it rolling, and maybe it'll not fizzle out in the summertime. Who knows? Because people are on vacation, the kids are gone. You're not picking up from school. You're not out of the house. The problem is getting out of the house or away from work. But having to pick up the kids makes that all happen, and then you hit up this event after you get them. That's kind of the whole point. So I'm not expecting anything great to happen until, was that September? June, July, August, September. Yeah, kids go back to school in September, right? I think. Anyway, after Labor Day. So anyway, there's that. And let's see. I just wanted to go through my notes here and make sure I didn't miss anything about this. And if you guys are in the area, like I said, Jungle Java, Hall Road, Clinton Township, that's where it's at, 4 to 6, first Thursday of the month. If you got kids of all ages, right? So if they're a minor, bring them. Or even if they're not, if they're 18 and they want to get into, like I said, mowing lawns or like that, do that. Bring them along too. Because like I said, there's a basketball court, so they don't have to run through tunnels and go down slides. So I did want to mention one thing too. It was kind of cool is that even though there was only a few of us there, the time went by so fast, right? So if 2 hours went like, boom. And the plan is that I was going to go a 5-minute spiel on metro trading and how it benefits, businesses and things of that nature. And it didn't even happen. Like, all we did was go around, give our elevator pitches and just go like that. So it's hard, keeping the agenda that Doc Mary and I had set up. It didn't even happen. Some of it did, but most of it didn't. So that was kind of cool. And, it'd be hard to do like a guest speaker or whatever because of the kids, right? Because they're coming and going. My wife was chasing my son, and he's not even 2 yet. So he is like open throttle all the time. He just runs wide all open. I call him 2-cycle because when he wakes up in the morning, it's like firing up a chainsaw, like a 2-cycle chainsaw or weed whacker. It's just wide open, dude. And he runs until he can't go no more, I was making a joke. I'm like the old diesel or like an old World War II prop plane. Takes a little while to get warmed up. He's just like gone. So we understand that parents might not always have a helper to come help. And that was the whole point of it too, is that, inevitably when you're waiting for kids coming down the slide, you kick up a little bit of conversation with the parent that's waiting there as well. It's bound to happen, right? But generally it's forced, awkward situation. And you're just kind of like, oh, let's make conversation just because. But if you're already there as part of the group that is, the Alignable group, networking with kids, it's an open invite to ask about what you do and, do your elevator pitch, right? So while you're chasing kids around. And that was the whole idea. We all understand that not everybody's going to sit there in the group in the side in the party room and talk and hang out. I got lucky to where, my wife was able to run after Link and go for it, and then come in once in a while, and he would hang out with his brother occasionally, or another kid. It's all quarantined off, right? Like, not quarantined, but like there's a door or whatever, right? And the people at the front know us, so there's no kids leaving with anybody out the back door or front door without anyone knowing about it. So you can keep an eye on them, of course, but it's not like it's at a park where they're just gonna like run away. That's the whole point of this. Why we didn't do it at a park is because we want the kids just like to run away and saunter off and like go off into the woods or out in the road or the parking lot. So at least at like a jungle Java, it's 4 walls. The kids are contained, for lack of a better word. And then that way you don't have to be always on, and you can, chit chat as they're doing their thing with checking in on them from time to time. There's actually another member that wanted to do this as well, and he has the same kind of concept except for these tunnels and slides. He has an indoor bounce house. It's in the mall, and I might be holding it there in the 3rd Thursdays of the month. And then Jungle Java will always be 1st Thursday of the month, but we'll find out. Right now, I think that one event per month is enough, but also I understand that doing 2 a month is probably better, but we'll see how it goes. I just realized that I should also, if you're not on Alignable and don't want to be on Alignable, and you don't want to get in one more networking thing, as I did, I had a bad experience where it loaded everyone in my contacts and sent everyone out a mass email to invite them in. I forgot that it did that. It's kind of like when you start Facebook up for the first time or LinkedIn. It said, do you want to add your contacts? And it was early morning and I just was clicking through everything. I was like, oh no, my roofer was like, what's Alignable? I was like, oh no, it did send everyone an invite. Dang it. At any rate, so just watch for that if you sign up. Anyway, if you're not on Alignable, don't want to be, we'll add the links to the meetup group that I made that is available for signing up, and Eventbrite. I'll leave both of those links in the description for Meetup, Eventbrite, and I guess I'll just do Alignable too. Why not? Who cares, right? So it'll all be in the description. And I wanted to thank Duracell for making the intro music. The whistling music that you heard was brought to you by Duracell, and I'll have his contact information in there as well, and that you can check out and look at his events that he's got coming up. And that's it. Be good, or be good at it. The thoughts and views expressed in this podcast are solely those of the host and do not reflect the official policy or position of Metro Trading Association. Although the host is an employee of Metro Trading Association, this podcast is intended to educate entrepreneurs on the benefits of professional trading regardless of their location. Additionally, the host reviews various pieces of camping gear due to the Association of Trade, Barter, and Prepping.